Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Cartoon Soup podcast. I'm Marco. I'm here with Mao, and today we're talking about Batman: Death in the Family. This is a choose your own adventure animated movie that was direct to Blu-ray, I believe.
Marco, they're all direct to DVD.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting that, but whatever. Anyways, let's just get started.
I'm sure maybe a handful of these have had theatrical releases, but the vast majority. Okay. Yes, this is a choose your own or I guess an interactive film. So we basically explore the what ifs of Jason Todd from the film Under the Red Hood. These are sort of just like alternative endings for him. So, like, what if Jason survived? What if Jason died? What if Batman died? What if Jason killed the Joker? That's literally what this is.
Okay. So I'm not the biggest fan that they reuse some of the animation from the Batman the Red Hood movie. I understand why this was done, but damn, does it feel really cheap. Whenever we got new animated scenes, it never felt like the scenes were that well animated. So yeah, that was already a down point for me when it came to this movie.
Some of them were just still photos too, right?
Yeah, some of them were just stills, which also really made me angry. It was just kind of annoying. So this movie kind of ruined Red Hood, the movie Under the Red Hood. Like I understand that Red Hood has always been a kind of childish character, but I felt like the way it was handled in Batman Under the Red Hood made me genuinely care for Red Hood. However, in this movie, he's just kind of a lame emo kid who says it's not a phase dad. At least that's how I felt when I was watching this movie series. I don't know. It felt a bit over the top. I feel like in Under the Red Hood there was a lot more subtlety, so it kind of ruined the Red Hood movie, in my opinion. Okay, so something that y'all need to know about me also, and this I think this will make some of y'all hate me. I don't like choose your own adventure stories, and y'all and Mal just did a face. And some of y'all may be like, but Marco, choose your own adventure stories are so much fun. I agree to a certain extent, but I feel like in every choose your own adventure story, the story itself isn't as well developed as I want it to be, and the story is always too short. My best example would be the first choice in this movie that I chose, Robin Cheats Death. It felt like it could have been so much more longer and explored what happened in the ending. I was really disappointed that it never really truly went the places I wanted it to. So the second choice that I watched was Robin Dies, and it's literally the stupidest waste of time. Literally, the entirety of the cutscene is Batman in a diner talking to Superman while recapping the entire movie of Under the Red Hood. For those of you who want to watch this movie, I'm begging y'all don't. Just watch Batman Under the Red Hood because it's literally the same story but animated so much better and like a full length movie, so it's well paced and the characters are actually really interesting. Mal's doing that thing where like they get annoyed whenever they disagree with me.
No, it's just
Um,
you don't get it. You don't get the novelty of interactive films. I get that.
okay. I absolutely love Under the Red Hood, and it's an S tier Batman movie to me. And this version where it's just retold in a Superman Batman format just wasn't hitting. Literally, it was just a good 20 minutes of Batman recapping what happened in Under the Red Hood to Superman, and then it ended with Superman being like, "At least you're talking to me about it, right?" And Batman's like, "Yeah," and then they just leave the diner. That was all of the second choice I made, and I was annoyed by that. I'm so disappointed in this movie because I feel like it would have been so much better if it were long enough for the audience to make actual decisions in the story instead of just one. Like one of the last of the first choices you're allowed to make in the story was called Batman Dies, and in this one you get to decide if Red Hood tries to kill the Joker, and I felt like I actually got a bit more of the story in those decisions. So there's this plot twist in Robin Captures the Joker where it's revealed that Robin, aka Red Hood, has been killing the supervillains but has repressed his memories of them so he can feel less guilty about it. And I actually think this was a good idea. I just once again wish we got more time to develop that plot line and more time to develop the mysteries so that way it was more impactful. Again, I feel like a lot of these scenes are a bit rushed. Okay, there's this choice you can make called Kill the Joker. And what's crazy to me is that if you decide to kill the Joker, there's a montage of the back crew looking sad, and I kind of get it, but at the same time, why are y'all sad? I don't know. That's just me. Like especially since this takes place in a timeline where Barbara Gordon gets paralyzed because of the Joker. I was like, no, I wouldn't be feeling it the way you all are. So I was just like, I get that it's Batman, so like they're gonna be sad, I guess, but I don't know, it was just a bit too funny for me. So you all remember how much of a freak Talia was in the Damian Wayne trilogy? Well, Talia's a freak here too, which is crazy that they wrote her like that again. Basically Talia revives Batman from in the Lazarus Pit from the dead, and she kind of hints that she's been like sexually doing stuff to him, and like she says Batman tells her what he wants with his body, but clearly his brain isn't working and he can't communicate at all. So this isn't like consenting. This is not consent. This is weird. This is weird. Yeah.
Talia Talia cannot catch a break in these movies.
I know. I know. Oh my god. Why are the writers like that? Like he told me what he wanted with his body. Like what? What is
I don't
it?
know. Apparently, the only type of female villain they can write is one in which they only sexually assault.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed. But anyways, that's my notes.
That's crazy. So I have 2 notes. I didn't really have much to say about this. Also, disclaimer for the listeners, I already told Marco this. It has been maybe 5 months since I've looked at these notes, and I did not rewatch the interactive film before we recorded. So I don't really know the context of what I'm about to say. I don't know which timeline this is, but one of my notes is so the way Jason kills the Joker I think actually makes sense. Oh, this is the one in the diner when he kills him in the diner. So some would say it's anticlimactic, and to that I'd say a climactic death doesn't need to start with an action-packed fight. It makes sense that if Jason made the conscious or unconscious decision that he was going to kill the Joker the first chance he got, of course it was going to happen in a place like a diner, after the Joker told him the same joke he told Batman after Batman spared his life, regardless of what he did to Barbara.
Also, that scene where Jason like realizes that it's the Joker he's talking to, with the flashback of like Joker telling Batman the joke, and like also him reading the files about what happened to Barbara after the Joker paralyzed her. I thought the way that was handled was so impactful too. I thought it was really amazing.
Yeah. I'm assuming that was like my favorite timeline since it was one of the only ones I talked about. Okay, so which timeline was your favorite and which one was your least favorite?
They're all mixed up in my head. I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly, I know the first two, and then after that, everything's a blur to me now. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hmm. Okay, so I just read mine. So apparently I think the one I like the most. Okay, I this is iffy. Okay, the one I liked the most, I guess, was when Jason saves resurrected Bruce because it's the weirdest universe, which I think is true. It is the weirdest universe. But retrospectively, I'm pretty sure I would like the one where he kills Joker in the diner, actually. And the one I hated the most was the one where Jason is like, "Yeah, I'll be the father figure of the son that my adopted dad doesn't know exists, and I'll raise him to kill his parents. This is such a fun idea." And I think the weirdest one was when Jason almost kills Two-Face, but Tim stops him and then he joins the Bat family again and and Tim becomes Bat Kid. It kind of follows the same beats as the timeline I love, but I couldn't get over Bat Kid.
Question. I
Yes,
actually I actually should have wrote this down. What's the what's the one Robin that's the least talked about? What's his
Tim
name?
Drake.
Tim Drake. Isn't he Red Robin? Like didn't
Yeah,
so why did they call Jason Todd Red Robin?
I don't know. And then Tim Drake becomes Bat Kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was such a weird decision. Like, you know the canon.
Yeah, but I feel like I feel like this interactive film was not about canon, it was about just throwing ideas around.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Overall, this was not my thing. I just think a lot of the stories didn't really work for me. I also feel like they were a bit rushed in my opinion. I'm just someone who needs things to be longer. That's just me though. But overall, it could have been worse, I guess. I guess that's the nicest way to put it.
So Marco doesn't understand choose your own adventures and interactive stories, and that's okay. So this is Under the Red Hood DLC. And you know what? I think Jason is growing on me. Unlike Damien, the more I'm exposed to Jason, the more I don't hate him. And no, this isn't really a movie, but I think exploring the alternative lives of Jason was fun. Like I said, they were literally just throwing ideas out. And no, it didn't have like full action sequences and stuff. There were just like literal like photos, but I still feel like the exploration of some of those ideas was fun to watch.
Okay, Mal, I asked you this before, and I'll ask you this again. If you had to predict where you would rank this from S to F, where would you rank it?
Well, me 5 months ago gave this an A. Yeah, shocked Pikachu face. You know what? I'm gonna keep it there. It'll probably go lower. What about you, Marco?
I'm between a C and a D. I think I'm gonna give it a C for now.
I feel like D is way too low. What else do you have in D? I think D is. I mean, you do you. Make your choices.
Let me
But
see what I have
also,
in D. I haven't been updating our rankings because I keep forgetting to, but let me see what I have in D. Okay, so what I have in D, I have Superman Batman Apocalypse, I have Batman Year One, I have Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 2, I have Batman Assault on Arkham, I have Batman vs. Robin, which is another Damian Wayne verse. I think that's the most of it. Do you not know what any of those movies are? Are you confused?
no, I'm not confused. I'm just thinking about them. I'm process. No, no, no. I'm remembering why you put all those movies in D.
And why I'm right?
What? Why you're right about what? Putting
Am I
those
right
movies.
about those rankings?
Hey, I'm not here to influence you and your opinions, Mark. Even though I do that all the time.
Well, I'll just say you gave Batman Assault on Arkham and Batman vs. Robin Fs. I gave them Ds, so I think I'm right about that. Assault on Arkham is the dead body one, and
Right.
Robin is the Damian Wayne one.
Right. And you put those in D.
You know,
You think
I think I will lower this and probably give this a D, but for now I'm giving it a C.
I think it for you it appropriately sits in C. But hey, I'm not here I'm not here to influence you.
We'll see. We'll see in the future after we've reviewed everything.
Yeah. I think we need to we need to standardize these lists for ourselves.
Anyways, y'all, that's our thoughts on Batman Death in the Family. Our social medias are in the description, and that's everything, so goodbye.